Y'all ever notice how time is a savage? One minute, you're the hottest thing since sliced bread. Everybody and their mama blasting your music. Next thing you know, folks looking at you like, who? That's exactly what happened with Timbaland, one of the coldest producers of the 2000s. Back then, you couldn't step into a club, turn on the radio, or even walk past a Foot Locker without hearing his signature beats. And yet, a lot of people today seem to have forgotten just how much of a genius this man was. So today, we're taking a trip down memory lane to give Timbo his flowers while we still can. Because let's be real, how do you go from making the entire industry bend to your sound to being a quiet legend people barely talk about? That's the question. All right, picture this. It's the mid-2000s. Justin Timberlake is everywhere, looking like an Abercrombie model that just discovered rhythm. And he's got this track, Sexy Back. The girls are losing their minds, the guys are bopping along, everybody's feeling it, except one person. And who might that be? Kanye West. Now, if you know anything about Kanye, you know that man don't take competition lightly. My guy said, oh, word. My girl liked this song too much? Bet I'm making my own. That's how he got Stronger, an absolute banger. But the funny part? You plays it in the club and it sounds, well, let's just say it ain't hitting like Sexy Back. Muddy, off balance. So what does he do? Runs around like a kid trying to fix a broken science project. He hits up Pharrell, nah, don't work. He hits up Swizz Beatz, still ain't right. Then he finally gets to Timbaland. Tim listens, nods, and in 5 minutes, he fixes the drums and boom, magic. Then man spends the rest of the hour telling Kanye how nobody else could have done what he just did. And honestly, he wasn't wrong. This is the kind of genius we're dealing with here. Timbaland didn't just make beats, he reinvented them. My guy wasn't sampling like everybody else. He was out here beatboxing into a mic, recording garbage cans, flipping spoons, and turning rakes into instruments. This dude could make a platinum record using your grandma's kitchen utensils. Now, you don't just wake up one day making music like that. Genius gotta be built somewhere. And Timbaland's origin story is wild. Born Timothy Zachary Mosley in Virginia, raised in a working-class home, and from early on, he knew music was his calling. But life threw him a curveball. Literally. My guy got shot in the neck at 14 years old while working at Red Lobster. And here's the crazy part. He ended up paralyzed in one arm for almost 2 years. Now, most folks would have given up, but Tim? Man taught himself to DJ with his left hand. That's dedication. That's, I was meant for this type of energy. And speaking of destiny, let's talk about how the stars aligned in this man's life. Imagine being in high school and just casually knowing Pharrell Williams. Yep, Tim and Pharrell? Cousins. And that's not all. He was also tight with Pusha T and Malice from Clips and was rolling with Missy Elliott. At this point, Virginia wasn't a state. It was a record label. Now, let's talk about Missy real quick, because she was the one who truly believed in Timbo before the world caught on. See, she had a group called Sista, and when they got discovered by Devontae Swing of Jodeci, she made sure Tim came along for the ride. Devontae wasn't convinced at first, but Missy? She knew. She knew Tim had something different. Next thing you know, my guy's making beats for Jodeci, and Devontae gives him the name Timbaland. Because you know, boots. And this was just the beginning. Then comes Aaliyah. Now, I need y'all to understand. Aaliyah wasn't just a singer. She was the moment. But before she linked up with Timbaland and Missy, she was in a tough spot. She had just cut ties with R. Kelly for very good reasons, and the industry was doubting her. Then, she meets Timbo. And what does he do? He doesn't just produce an album. He creates a sound. 1 in a million drops, and suddenly, R&B changes forever. That futuristic, spacey, offbeat rhythm? That's Tim. And let's be real, if you didn't try and fail to body roll to Are You That Somebody? Back in the day, did you even have a childhood? But here's the thing, staying on top is hard. The industry is cutthroat. One day, you're the innovator. The next, people are on to the next wave. Timbo was running the game for over a decade, giving us hits with Nelly Furtado, Jay-Z, and Justin Timberlake. But then, the sound changed. Trap music took over. 808S became the new king. And suddenly, the organic, handcrafted sound Timbaland was known for wasn't what the industry wanted anymore. It's wild, right? How the same people that build something iconic get left behind when trends shift. Which brings me to the question of the day. Why do we let legends fade? Why is it that we only give people their props when they're on top? And more importantly, what does it say about us when we just move on from greatness without looking back? Timbaland ain't done, though. He's been out here mentoring, still producing, and even talking about how AI is the future of music production. And honestly, if anyone can take a robot beatboxing into a Grammy-winning record, it's probably him. So let me know in the comments, what's your favorite Timbaland track? And do y'all think the music industry is too quick to move on from legends? Let's talk about it. Until next time, keep it trashy, keep it real, Bandit out.